Welcome back to the Steps Arm Podcast. Honest conversation, unfiltered opinions, stories you won't hear in a briefing. Subscribe now and hear the side of service no one talks about, but everyone remembers. I'm your host, Tim Hunsaker, and I've got my co-host here, Eric Hunter.
What's up, guys?
And Nassim Johnson.
Hola.
And today's topic is going to be kind of an interesting one, but we decided to go with what was your biggest fear before joining the military?
Before we deep dive into it, I just wanted to give a little shout out because we posted a TikTok talking about the donkey dick from when we talked about it a while back. And somebody commented on it saying, hey, you should try to explain what slave cables are. Hear me out, it's not what you think. So that got us into like a whole thing. Because of course we all know, being in the military, we know what slave cables are, but nobody ever was like, why do we call them that? I mean, we asked it, but nobody could give a solid answer.
Well, I got a walking dash 10 in my unit. So I found out very early on. I never actively remember the exact breakdowns. Whenever you sent that, I was just like, oh, whatever. But yeah, I found that out pretty early on just because this motherfucker's again, a walking dash 10.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody made a joke and he was like, well, actually, is one of those.
Oh, one of those guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically a regulation spitter.
In a way, yeah, in a way.
Oh.
Pretty good
Yeah,
on the
so
camera, too.
for anybody who's curious, slave cables are what we use to, basically they're our jumper cables for the Humvees.
Yeah.
And we got so deep into looking this up that I Googled it. And the answer basically is that the reason why they're called slave cables is because they have the master to slave relationship between one Humvee to the other. The master being the supplier and the slave being the one receiving.
Yeah, good battery, dead battery.
Yeah. And it's specifically for 24 volt.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of went into a little more detail and kind of specified that it's like a safer way of jumping a vehicle, specifically because all military vehicles run on 24 volts, or at least all of the Humvees and larger vehicles. And so, instead of just 12 volts like on a standard car or truck, you got 24, so double. So it could substantially hurt somebody if they were to be electrocuted. It's a little bit easier to use than your standard jumper cables as well, because you just plug it in into one spot, individual spot, and you're good. So.
Yeah. I'll never forget, the first time I got into my unit, drill weekend. I'm the driver. They're like, hey, this is your Humvee, PMCS it, and be ready. Let's go ahead and break down PMCS. It's a preventive maintenance checks and services. It's just the inspection we got to do on the vehicle, right?
Yep. Upkeep.
Yeah, upkeep. Every time before you take it out, you got to do an inspection. And I'm just sitting here looking through this Humvee. Never even, besides in a movie, never really ever. I think we drove it twice while I was in basic, and that was just hey, jump in this thing and start driving.
Did not get that experience, but cool.
Yeah, we had talk about that later, but we had to do all kinds of driver courses for it. It was kind of cool. But we never did the PMCS. The drill sergeants just did it for us because they're we don't have time for you guys to figure out what's wrong. Yeah. But yeah, basically everybody just kicks tires whenever they do the preventive maintenance. They're yep, tires are good. Anyway,
They check to make sure the tires don't have any leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the fucking oil's empty, and then they start up and it breaks down, and they're wondering why. It's yeah, because you didn't fucking check anything on. Anyway,
I mean, I've done a PMCS. So when I was in an FSC for an engineer battalion, we PMCS the vehicles for the large quantity of officers that we had in our headquarters company.
because they aren't.
Yeah, because they're not going to do it, and we didn't want to have to fix them. So we PMCS this Humvee that, I think it was our S2 was going to be using or something like that. And we were driving a significant distance, 2.5 hours. And so we get them all PMCS'd, everything was good, oil was good, we actually checked all that stuff. And they put it in gear, and we roll out in a convoy formation, all that fun stuff. And we're driving down the interstate, and the drive axle on that Humvee actually fell out on the interstate.
Holy crap.
And was dragging on the ground as they came to a freaking rolling stall. And it was, anyway, needless to say, the PMCS doesn't solve everything because shit's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah. But it can prevent.
It can prevent
Yeah,
bad things
okay.
from happening. Yeah, yeah.
But all that, long story to say, the way I found out that we use something called a slave cable is it has written on like the side of it like slave receptacle and it has like a little arrow pointing at it. And I was like, what the hell? So then I'm like asking everybody and everybody's just like laughing at me thinking I'm an idiot. I'm of course a new guy, you know, what do you expect? FNG. Um, but yeah, just,
I like it.
yeah, so, but anyways, yeah, all that to say, let's get on to this topic. Biggest fear before joining the military, right?
Yes.
First thing is, I wouldn't be able to handle all the pussy thrown my way. Comment goes to it saying, "Rip, dude's name, pancaked by a drunk dump truck driver." I don't know. I mean, that's kind of wild.
I mean, I feel like this goes back to an earlier comment that we got on a. God, what was that? It's an earlier podcast where somebody was saying the recruiter lied
shock.
to them.
It was the shock after
Yeah, and
joining.
it was the shock after. Basically, somebody said the recruiter lied to them, and that the dress uniform
Is not a pussy magnet.
is not a pussy
That
magnet.
was what
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, man.
and I mean, I feel like we squashed that. Like,
Yes.
it's
I
you
mean,
know,
you
like,
still gotta have game.
Yeah, you still gotta hold up your end. You know?
Well, I will say though, I think on average, at least a lot of people I know, there is like an increase in available vagina opportunities after you get out of basic.
I mean, there's an increase solely because like you're more noticed,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's definitely like, sure, it's gonna bring in some attention, but like if you can't
I think it
seal
could-
the deal,
I think it's still like life changing though.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Anybody.
in a level of confidence that you're now gonna have,
Yeah.
100%. I
So-
definitely agree.
and so basically, I'm saying that to say like if you were averaging like I don't know, let's say you had desert there, say you was getting like a piece or two a year or something, right? You get out of basic training, bro, you can get a piece or two in like the month you come back. Like I feel like that's a lot of people I know had similar experiences with that. You know what I'm saying? Even if again, still like the point we're making, we gotta be able to see the deal. I don't know. I feel like regardless, even without much game improvement, you could be more of a player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More of a
Oh,
star
yeah.
player.
100%.
But I feel like we might have passed one. I don't know if y'all can see on y'all.
Yeah, we did pass one, but it's all good. I was gonna go back to it. So
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't. Whatever it is, I didn't see it. My bad.
it's all good.
Okay, so that comment says basic training. I didn't think I'd pass, but it was pretty easy. Just do what you're told, and it's fine. I've been in for a few years now, and I still get a little anxious about regular customs and courtesies, like proper get to salute someone or say the wrong thing. But I'm just anxious and don't want to be that guy.
And I actually like this comment a lot because, as a recruiter, we run into it all the time when we're at a high school or at an event in the community where somebody's like, oh, but I have to go to basic training. And we're like, yeah, you have to go to your initial entry training, basic training, and your job training. And they're like, oh, well, I don't know about basic training. Is it hard? And it's like, I went to basic training 12 years ago. Like, I mean, it wasn't that hard then. Like, it can't be that hard now, But, I mean, this kind of explains, it's not as hard as it sounds. And what I like to say is it makes it harder because you're stressed, because you're in a new environment and you don't understand what's going on necessarily in the beginning. But overall, like, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, I feel like you can just chalk it up to the fear of the unknown
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know something, so you're scared of it. I get it. I mean, we all have it.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I was more nervous.
Oh, for sure.
It wasn't like a fear. It was like I was doing a bunch of stuff. Like that nervousness, not necessarily. I don't know if I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, you weren't. It wasn't the fear of passing. It was. Yeah, there's just something unknown to you. Yeah, I get it. I feel like that was. Yeah, I was in the same boat. I mean, that was the first time I'd ever really like been away from home. 17-year-old me.
Nah, I wasn't tripping about being home. I ain't fuck about that. Nah, I definitely get it. Damn, I feel like it was something else I was finna say about that. Fuck it. Shirley Knight, what we got?
All right, so we got getting sent to some sandbox, getting captured, and having my nuts wired to a car battery or something. Joke's on me. I've had the cushiest career ever. No deployments,
just a slick sleeve and a bad back.
Oof.
Damn.
Um,
And that bad back comes. Bad back.
I feel like a lot of people watch the movies like Lone Survivor and stuff like that, and so they just immediately think that that happens to everyone.
Yeah.
That and like when you look at the news is going to tell you about all the bad. They're not going to tell you about the 20 million soldiers that have made it back safe and sound, because that's not good publicity. Well, it's not a story. It's not what people are going to talk about.
Right.
The story is going to be the 3 soldiers that got killed out of the 100,000 that made it back.
Right.
So yeah, one in a million chance of you getting captured.
Well, I mean,
and having your nuts fired to the car battery.
Yeah, especially captured. Like, yeah, might die.
That's a long
sooner.
shot. Yeah, the captured part for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get shot before you. And even then, like, getting shot at ain't really that big of a deal either. It's most of the time we're in these so far up armored vehicles, like you get shot at and you're like, oh, was that rocks?
was that a rock? Yeah, was that a
Or
rock?
did we just get shot and they're like, oh no, I think they're shooting at us. Oh man, that's wild. And you just keep pushing because. But yeah, and then the next one kind of goes in on that too, being a forever peacetime soldier. Although kind of like I guess the opposite sense.
Yeah. One was scared of like having some shit happen. The other one was scared of not having some shit happen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these go hand in hand though, because on one side you got somebody scared of getting sent to the sandbox, not necessarily scared of getting deployed, but scared of getting sent to like some shithole fob in the middle of nowhere or whatever, and then you've got this other person that's like, I was just
Terrified of never being able to do anything cool. And
I mean, like I see both sides.
Yeah, good old perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where you at? Where you coming from?
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I was ever scared of not deploying. Like I mean, obviously, I don't think I was ever going to be the type of person who's like, oh, I'm seeking it. I don't think I would ever say I'm out there like looking for, because I played Call of Duty. I know people die. Like, my KD was not always 20-0. I died sometimes in Call of Duty. So I don't think I would be the perfect combat fighter. But after having then I come back and my first AT, they're like, hey, you're going to Afghanistan. I was like, oh, okay, well, guess I'm gonna find out one way or another.
Yeah.
And then wasn't really all that. So
Yeah, fair enough.
just a lot of sand.
I mean, we had somebody say height.
heights, and then still is. I feel like this is a really common fear.
Yeah, 100%. Like in basic, doing that. Did you guys have to do that thing where you do like the buddy tower, where it's like you got to help each other up to the top of the tower, and you have to sit there and like one person climbs up and then they pull the next person up, and you're like boosting one.
Oh yeah.
The buddy assist. That was hands down where I found out just how afraid of heights I was.
Oh wow.
He's not afraid of heights. He's just afraid of falling.
Fair enough. Yeah,
You're afraid of how quickly
it's
you're
not
gonna
even the
fall to
fall.
the ground.
It's the sudden stop at the end of the fall that I'm most scared of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, motherfucker, I could die.
Like even rappelling from the tower was not as scary as that.
Nah.
The tower was easy. Other than they made, I don't know if they made you guys do this, but you had to like tie your own harness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they
I
checked
just
it.
said that had me fucked up.
Yeah,
Like the tying of the harness, like that part was like,
Hey, yo.
it's kind of like showing that you need to trust in your own abilities, though.
which I mean, looking back on it, like it's a cool training thing. But
Oh.
yeah, in the moment, I was like, I don't know if I trust this rope, you know?
Like,
Oh,
I was
well,
like, hey, when they
it's
had
like-
us tying that shot, I was
like-
like, bro, I was not a Boy Scout, bro. Like, I am not proficient at this shit, bro. There's nothing and shit. Nah, bro.
My
Nah.
my XO came up and like inspected each of our knots, and he came up to me and he's like, "You're gonna be coming back down on that thing. If you keep that knot, he's like, you'll be coming down singing as a soprano." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You have it in a spot where it's gonna ride up on your nuts." He's like, "I'm about to fix it for you." And like he just changed the way I had the knot. I was like, "Oh, thank you." I did not want to come back freaking not being able to have kids. My nuts in my freaking stomach. So, but otherwise,
All right. This next one, you're gonna have to bear with us because it's super long. So we got a
comment and then a bunch of comments about that comment and then a story. So,
Taking a shit in front of cadre. I did it.
not too bad.
And then the comment after that was, your drills watched you shit?
And then he commented back, he's like, at OCS day 2, want to hear the story? And then somebody said, no, but I have a feeling you'll share it anyways. And nah, I won't if you don't want to hear it. Kind of wanting to, low-key, wanting to though. No shit, there I was, taking a shit.
Disappointed, relieved, I don't know yet.
Somebody else just talking about, yes, please. I want to hear it.
Alright, so here's the story. So,
It's the second day of OCS after we classed up, and we have a urinalysis. However, they wanted to wake us up with sirens and bullhorns to run outside on the OCS field. My adrenaline was pumped because I was dreaming that I was a hell diver, not joking. So after they told us to change into OCPs from PTs, I took a wicked piss in my room. Before formation, I filled up my Camelback and drank it on the walk to the classroom, where they conducted it. So they asked who thinks they can go first. I boldly raised my hand and said, I will piss first, sir. This was directed to the company XO. The first platoon mentor/leader, don't remember their title, was an 11 Alpha. He asked me if I was nervous about OCS. I said no, just trying to pee. He asked me what I wanted to branch, and I told him 13 Alpha Field Artillery. He said, no worries, if you can't pee, drink another Camelback and come back later. So I went out to the lemonade stand and filled my Camelback and had to stand in the front of the classroom and did high knees, squats, etc. to try to pee while drinking the second Camelback. Next time the XO saw me and gave me the black man nod of approval to come on. I thought we would be cool for the rest of the cycle, but it gets better. He walked me to the urinal and just looks at me dead in the face. He was to my 9 o'clock, and I couldn't pee with the pressure of him looking at me. But to my luck, someone behind me was taking a poop, so they could pee. So I said with great joy to the XO, sir, request permission to take a shit. He said, fuck no, OC, pee here. I then told him, sir, he's taking a shit. He regretfully allowed this to happen as I tried to close the stall door, not thinking he has to see me pee. He Spartan kicked the shit out of the door and said, shit with the door open. Then I mounted the porcelain throne. A few moments later, I let out the biggest fart known to 311. The 4 cadre members then did the gas, and laughed at me. But I was not deterred. I then proceeded to shit out the entirety of the Fort Benning DFAT. But sadly, no pee. I said to the XO, sir, I shitted, but no pee. As I stood hunched over with the urine cup in front of me, of my wiener, he angrily said, what the fuck? This is like teaching my son how to use the bathroom. I then responded with, sir, request permission to wipe. He said, why the fuck are you asking me? Go ahead and wipe, OC. What are you, dumb? At this point, I held the toilet paper. I didn't know which way to look, so I stared the XO in the eyes. In the eyes, and kept full military bearing and proceeded to wipe said ass. When I was doing the transfer, since I still held the cup, he also caught a glimpse of the wiped shit on the toilet paper before I went into the toilet. At that point, all hell broke loose, and he threw his PC in the air and said, what the fuck, OC, I fucking hate you. What did I witness? You ruined my fucking life. Get the fuck out. I rushed to the button up my trousers and fasten my belt while keeping the urine cup in my hand
Next, I go to the sink and wash my hands, and he said, "You can't wash them with soap. Use water and get the fuck out and drink another Camelback." I did as he wished, and he escorted me out of the bathroom, in which I noticed my Camelback was empty. I said, "Sir, my Camelback is empty." He then had me go outside and stand at the position of attention with the urine cup in my hand while he and a random OC while he had a random OC to fill up my Camelback. He then forced me to drink said Camelback at the front of the classroom while doing high knees, the Y squat, and other exercises. At this point, about 95% of the company did the urinalysis, and I started feeling woozy from drinking 3 Camelbacks. I felt the feeling of my mouth watering to throw up. I then asked the Sergeant First Class who was organizing the OCs by platoon by stating, "Sergeant, this OC is going to throw up." He said, "What the fuck? Why?" I stated, "I drank 3 Camelbacks." He said, "Don't do that." I then asked, "Request permission to throw up." He then said, "Yeah, fucking go and don't die." In accordance to military discipline, I went from parade rest to attention, and then did a perfect about face, and then marched out the back door and projectile vomited all the water I had consumed for about 5 minutes straight. I came back in lightheaded and dizzy, but still kept my bearing. The platoon leader that I mentioned in back on my first attempt asked me if I was ready to go. I said, "Sir, I'll give it my best." When I walked into the bathroom, the company commander, the first sergeant, all the male cadre, and the XO were in the bathroom staring at me. As I walked to the urinals, he opened the handicapped stall for me and then turned around. To my surprise, I urinated and overfilled the cup. I heard someone say, is he pissing?" They then broke out into clapping and cheering me on as I flushed the toilet. The platoon leader came up to me and said, "You drained a lot of electrolytes from your body. Drink a lot of hoist and salt, your food, for the remainder of the day." I said, "Yes, sir," and went on my way. From that day forward, the XO would always tell me he hoped that I failed, as he had moved to the company commander for Bravo Company so that he could smoke me every single day. But thankfully, I passed everything in branched FA, or field artillery. On the last week, I gave him a roll of toilet paper, and he said, "I'll never fucking forgive you, and I hope you somehow don't commission." Sorry for the long story. For reference, I was in class 005-25 Alpha Company.
That was a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. All I can say is I'm surprised because every poo-poo time is pee-pee time. But every pee-pee time is not a poo-poo time. So,
I mean, we've all had to do plenty of urinalysis.
right.
And, like, I mean, I can admit to being nervous occasionally and having to wait, go back out, drink more water, whatever, pound of Gatorade, I don't know. But I've never been that nervous.
Yeah, I don't think I've never had to go back out.
I've
Now I
never
will.
been nervous, but I've been like hard to beat.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Just because I don't got nothing in the tank, I've never at all.
I mean, no, stage fright's a real thing. Like, I've been standing there, and it's like, I even have to pee when I walk in, and then it's like, as soon as I whip it out, it's like, ah, crap,
Oh,
like,
no.
it's not, and then I'll just randomly start peeing,
Yeah,
like, but it's never been,
I can do that shit in front of the full company. I'll be okay.
There you go.
Ain't no fucking game. But shout out my dog, cause this is a funny ass story.
Dude, I'm sorry, this story was so long.
This is a funny ass. Yeah, it was actually worth the fucking length. Before we got to the story, I kind of like scanned it, saw how long that bitch was. I was like, bro, if this is a weak ass story, I'm.
Nah, it's a pretty good story.
Nah, that shit was good.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like that gives you an honest interpretation of what military life can be like
Oh,
in
I
a
would-
training environment.
I would totally have been just like that officer, too. I'd be like, man, I hope you fucking fail. Like, get out of my fucking face.
I mean, I just love that he gave him a roll of toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just
Yeah,
keep
that's
the
funny.
joke going, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's great.
That officer should have kept that fucking roll.
Oh, dude, like,
I'd have
put
gotten
that
like,
shit
it in
out
like
there.
a shadow box or something.
I'd have gotten like a golden roll. Or painted it or something. That's wild. Right. Okay. Moving right along. another going to boot camp. I had no idea about anything else at that point. We had something similar to that, so won't really go too deep into that one. It's roughly same thing. Like I said, not gonna lie, I have a small wiener, and the whole way to Fort Jackson, I was wondering how am I gonna hide it when showering?
Now, I saw this comment. Free my dog. Okay, free my dog. That shit is crazy, bro. That
I
shit
mean,
is crazy.
I definitely have oh man, I'm trying to think of how to word this.
I hope you do.
I don't know. We talked about a lot of things.
We'll see. We'll see.
About how you randomly look at someone else's wiener and compare sizes.
No, not that one.
Or
I was
like,
talking about the quick tug.
oh yeah, getting a half chub. That was literally what I was about to say. Getting a half chub. Like the amount of people I know that are just like, man, I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers know my wiener's small. Like I'm a grower, not a shower.
So
Give it a quick 3 pump and be like, all right, cool, yeah, let's go to the shower now that I'm half. You can't be hard. If you're hard, that's gay.
yeah.
But if you're half hard,
You be playing off, like,
you'd be like,
you just need some blood flow, bro.
Yeah.
So this might be a little TMI, right? But I've had talks with certain people about it. They agree. We might all just be fucking retarded. I think I fall into the category of like real and show. Like sometimes that motherfucker is like extra, recessed. Other times, that motherfucker just out there swinging. I look African. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm of African descent, but so it's like it's a give or take, bro. Real life, fucking genitalia 6'7". Sometimes that motherfucker's there. Other times it's not. So
yeah, I agree.
Free my dog who it should always and I want y'all to understand the level of awareness he got about his dick, bro. Like if you candidly know your shit small, that motherfucker's small. If you say that shit and it's a fear and you have no man, it's alright. If you can't even say it's alright, bro, y'all, this is a little dick. This is a little penis, man. Free my dog, bro. This is fucked up.
I mean, the amount of times I like one of my favorite freaking TikToks or reels or whatever is that guy talking about. So when am I supposed to get my adult wiener?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys got your adult wiener?
That shit is crazy, man. That shit is crazy. Also, I just want to say too, unless he went way out his way, because I know a couple people who did. I think it's ridiculous, but I also don't have a small dick, so maybe it's not ridiculous to somebody with a small enough dick. But unless you go out of your way, way out of your way, somebody's gonna see that dick while you're bathing. I'm like, just go ahead and get that shit out your mind. Because I seen a couple of these dicks he talking about. That shit was depressing, bro. It was very depressing, but it is what it is.
Where that thing's still sitting upright on the balls,
Yes.
That's wild.
Yes.
Hanging over.
Has zero hang time. Literally zero hang time. So what I want to say to y'all is, man, because I saw some of those dicks he's talking about, man, hey, take pride in that shit, man. Let that little Vienna out, man. Just, hey, handle your business. Don't even worry about it, man. Just somebody gonna love it.
Just because you can't be an Oscar Mayer wiener doesn't mean you can't be a Vienna sausage.
Facts, man. Everybody ain't got that Hebrew national. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. It's all right.
That ballpark Frank.
Facts. Ballpark Frank. Frank, baby.
Oh man.
Oh, damn.
So I mean, kind of going along with the whole basic training thing. You're stressed out at basic training, so it's going to be even worse. Like it's going to be extremely recessed just naturally because you're stressed the fuck out. And,
Motherfucker walking around
yeah, I know.
head showing.
Yeah. Like I can just
baby.
like so you saying that just took me back to freaking. I think it's like a scene in American Sniper. Where they're talking to the dude and he's like, where are your balls at? He's like, oh, they've climbed back up inside where it's nice and warm.
Hey man, bro.
And that just reminded me of that instantly because I don't know if you've ever been so cold that like it just literally like they recess and there's just not a whole lot showing. Like it's like a little belly button basically.
That shit became an innie instead of an outie.
I'm telling you, bro, that shit my shit personally can shrink. I don't know about y'all, everybody else listening, but my shit can shrink. That shit is a real possible thing.
Yeah, man, it's like a
couple tugs, bro. Get your shit right.
Sometimes it's not like I could be just chilling And it's like, damn, what are we doing? And then sometimes it'd be stressed as fuck, and like I go to take a piss, and that thing's like I'm having to fish it. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Like,
What the
how
fuck
did?
you doing, bro?
Why can't you be like this all the time?
Too much fluctuation going on over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
bro, where the consistency? Yeah.
Um,
But you know.
Well, moving on, we're done talking about our wieners.
Now we're done. Next comment says failure to complete MOS training.
Once again, kind of goes back hand in hand with basic. I feel like,
Yeah.
except MOS is a little bit different. But as long as you complete basic, like they give you, like they'll change your MOS. Like
Yeah,
you might
if you
get a.
can. Yeah, if you can't pass.
But if you and then what? They give you like 2 tries of 2 different MOSs, and then they're like, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You just can't
on
do
that
anything.
first one, they're gonna put you in some shit like you can't fail.
Oh yeah.
Like,
For
I'm
the
not trying to shit on nobody's job, but yo, we know it's a couple jobs out there. Like, bro,
I mean-
as long as you make it there, you gonna make it out.
Yeah.
Right, and I actually commented on this because I was curious, right? Because there are some MOSs that are extremely challenging.
Yeah,
Like if
for
you're
sure.
gonna do like EOD or some shit like that,
For sure.
like you got like a 95% fail rate or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I asked, what their MOS was and if they passed everything and all that stuff, and so they said yes, everything on first try. They're 68 whiskey combat medic. They said it is a valid concern, but a lot was just first time jitters, never done anything medical prior. And as a buddy said, the Army doesn't do a lot great, but it does job placement fairly well.
Yeah, like the ASVAB score is like, I mean, we always talk shit because the ASVAB's like been around since the beginning of time, and they haven't changed it at all since they started doing it. But it does do a fairly good job. If you don't qualify for something, chances are you would not be good at it.
Yeah.
Generally. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was gonna say too, man. Like, to tie into that, I feel like the way the Army does stuff, like the way it's standardized for like testing, training, and in general, I think that really decreases the chances of something like that. But
Yeah.
again, like you said, it's more if you can qualify. If you can qualify for that shit, you should be good.
Not to mention that Army training is like an 8th grade level education,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
they make it as Barney style as possible. So if you really can't grasp it, it's probably just not something you were meant to grasp. Like you just,
Yeah, I mean, like
Try something
any
else.
military test is like 70%. Like you just got to get a 70
yeah.
to pass.
Some of them are like 60. Like it's
Yeah,
as
I
long
mean,
as you
and
get over
it,
half,
like
you're
it
good to go.
depends, on the test. But generally speaking, it's like if you fail it twice, you get recycled, and then you get the chance to pass it again. If you fail it twice again, then they reclass you to a different job. Like we saw that a lot with the military intelligence when they had to go learn a language.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they'd wouldn't be able to learn, Arabic or Japanese or Mandarin or whatever. And so they'd try a couple times and they'd get recycled a few times and they'd be like, you're done. And they'd reclass them to 91 Bravo, like wheel vehicle mechanic or
Oh, that's wild.
just some easy, quick job they can go to. Because you got to think, I mean, they've already been in training, learning a language for 9 to 12 months at that point.
Oh yeah, and they gotta get.
And
Which
they're
I ain't
like,
gonna lie, you ain't
yeah, I mean,
figuring that shit out in 12 months.
well, but for Mandarin and for Arabic or Farsi, you're there for 2 years to learn the language.
Come on, so I'm sorry, yo, 2 years, bro. I'm not saying you asked, but you gotta look at it from how much time is getting invested on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, bro. You ain't getting
Yes.
2 years, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, because
Well,
even
you got different phases though, right? And if you don't pass the test to get to the next phase, then you get recycled. And if you fail it again, then you get reclassed.
But that's what I'm saying too. Because of that recycle time, that's gonna add even more time.
Mhm.
That should have they've already deemed you should have been capable at this point. You get what I'm saying? So let's say it's 3 months, and then you trying to phase up,
Yeah.
and then they recycle you, and you get an extra month or another extra month. You know what I'm saying? 5 months, bro, for a 3-month phase.
Yeah, it happens all
You
the
know
time.
what I'm saying?
Happens all the
Come
time.
on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, even my little bit, I didn't focus a lot of time on trying to learn Farsi while I was in Afghanistan. It's just, I was
mean,
there, and
yeah,
it was
you're there,
something
you're-
to do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I still picked up enough to the point where I could at least, maybe not hold a full conversation, but I could pick up words that people were saying, and I still count in Farsi whenever I count most of the time. It's just,
No.
So and that's just me. I was just fiddle fucking around with it. So if I actually was like dedicating time to trying to learn it, where I was literally just 12 months straight or 2 years straight of just me learning Farsi, I'd probably be able to learn it.
Yeah.
And, around a bunch of people who also.
Right.
And if I would
Well,
have done that, I bet I'd have been able to grow a beard.
Kind of talking about AIT or just training in general. We had a comment, and this is on a completely different post. I don't remember if we read it or not, but we had a dude that was basically saying he joined because he needed a better job because he was working at like a Dollar General or something like that, making like $7 or $9 an hour.
Respectable.
And he said that he failed, like out of each phase, at least one time just so he could stay on orders and keep getting like a better paycheck.
I feel like that's impressive in its own right.
Yeah, I mean, like, but it like intentionally, like he got
Yeah.
like
In the comment, like, and like I said, I don't remember when it was. I just remember reading it.
because we read it at the gym when we were sitting in the sauna.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about
But he basically went on to like reclassed at basic like failed out at basic training and got recycled, and then went to AIT and got recycled at AIT multiple times, and then got back finally, and then went on and then found out he could go on orders once he got back because the guy joined the guard, and I was just like, man, like I can't imagine thinking that way.
that. Yeah, like he wasn't worried about getting.
Yeah, he wasn't-
accolades.
he
was
wasn't
just worried about the paycheck.
Yeah, he's just worried about the pay. Like,
Hey, more power to you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be in training any longer than I had to be.
Yeah, same.
So
All right.
that I wouldn't find my tribe. The military is depicted as being lawful, neutral jocks, and I was much more of a chaotic, good nerd. I really worried if I'd be lonely. In retrospect, this is really funny to be because Signal, MI, and some of the niche repair sections are full to the brim of me types. Also, there really are a lot of warrior poets in the infantry. If you're reading this and afraid of finding your tribe too, just know the military is vast and there's a lot of everyone in it.
Deputy man, it's a great comment.
yes, I agree. It's a great comment.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
highlight comment.
I really like the D&D reference as a D&D nerd myself. I feel it.
I was actually gonna say like this guy sounds like you and
Yeah,
him have very similar
me
personalities.
Me and him would 100% be friends.
Oh, I didn't know there was.
Don't even try to play that off. You knew that.
I did not know. I swear I know. I do not know enough D&D. Like, I would definitely be the person to know, but I didn't.
That actually surprises me, and I think less of you now.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
man.
I've
But-
been shamed,
That's-
cast away. I've been cast away. I'm tarnished now.
You are nerdy enough.
You're not nerdy. But nah, man, I think it's a really good comment. I think people need to go in with less of those apprehensions about if they are going to fit in or not. Just because I think you shouldn't like necessarily be so concerned with it. But I do like the fact that, again, like he pointed out, and everybody who's been in will point out, you're definitely going to end up finding something to be covered. There's always like clicks and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And-
saying?
The people that they would find things interesting, but they were a part of a clique in high school, so they just never let those other people know.
Yeah.
They let that shit show in the military.
Yeah,
You get like
yeah.
you get like the gym guy, the gym bro, who's like, man, I want to play Magic the Gathering with the boys.
Facts,
Like,
facts.
and he'll be at the gym literally every morning, like freaking repping out 250 on the bench like it's nothing, and then freaking come back in the afternoon and have a beer and freaking play Magic the Gathering. Like, that you find the weirdest people do the weirdest things in the military. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually moves into our next comment really well, which
I want to point out, the commenter is female.
just to add to this. So she says, on every deployment I've been on, we've hosted Magic the Gathering after normal work hours, tons of 1v1s, and usually like 30 persons. I've usually been able to get with MWR and host fighting game tournaments, Street Fighter, Tekken. It's not even just the obvious branches like MI and Signal with the autists, plenty of 11, 12, and 15 series as well.
100%.
And I like this comment because,
Like, we're out there.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Our big thing when I was in Cuba was we just went gambling. We had poker nights. Wasn't so much of gaming, but
Mhm.
yeah, definitely poker nights. I mean, that's not to say we didn't have like sometimes we'd have poker night while we're sitting there all drinking, and some of the other guys would be over freaking playing Mario Kart or something on the Switch or something. And
Yep.
then we definitely did Overwatch. Like if we were like on call for that day, we'd all get on the Xboxes and we'd all be playing Overwatch. Like so, we did a little bit of everything, and you know, of course, we had our gym time, our work time, and
I mean, I've done that in the field. Like, we're in the middle of the desert at proving grounds. And somebody happened to have cell service, or we had like a puck or something like that that was for the talk, but we weren't in the middle of any kind of operations. And so we had a projector, hooked up an Xbox, and had a great time.
oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think it's just hard for you to like, in general, not only like the army per se, pretty sure it's the same. I think it's just hard for you to like not find somebody that I want to just say like, not find people who got some nerve in them, but just not find people who got like very like it could be the most niche fucking interest. Like you gonna find it. I was literally in basic training, me and my homeboy, whenever we first got our phones back before we were gonna go on HBO. And we were like randomly the only two people who had our phones trying to get some signal that was looking up fucking Kingdom Hearts trailers because Kingdom Hearts trailers would come up while we were debating. And we just happened to see each other like, bro, what you looking at right now? Because we already had the talks, and then boom, we were both looking at the same shit. You're always going to I think it's funny. It's a great place to be, guys. Great place.
Agreed. Hunter, what do you think of the next comment?
Words, Sally. You want me to read it? I got you.
That our government would become dysfunctional and the American voters would elect an oligarchy con man that pushed a despotic agenda. Well, that was a lot of really big words for very little reason.
I mean, we're not going to get political, but
yeah, I'm not a political person, but
I don't even know what to really say about it because I don't necessarily agree or disagree. I feel like it just comes down to somebody's opinion.
yeah, I mean, I'm an anarchist anyway, so governments just don't belong anywhere.
Yeah. Something I will say, something I just talked to somebody about recently was like an outcry from people's family members to be like, hey, you can't join under this president or
Yeah.
Yeah.
under this legislation and stuff like that. And one of the things that came out of it was like there was a grandma that was commenting about it. She just was like, hey, don't be the grandma that tells your grandkids or any of your own children, if you're a parent, to not join because of those type of reasons. And it was just basically about a story like her trying to do that to one of her grandkids. They still joined, and she just seeing like how much her life has like been propelled onto like a success trajectory since she got in, and like that whole president legislation shit just didn't matter.
Has nothing to do with it.
helped so much.
Yeah.
For her family members and shit. So just say all that to say like based off the comment and because that story, just don't shit like that. It's gonna be the same regardless. Like just get in and hopefully it'll go
I feel like me and you had a discussion about this while we were just cruising. Just talking about how much the person who's at the top doesn't really affect us.
Yeah, we did have a talk, but yeah.
Now the sec war, sec defense, whatever you want to call them, that might have some impact on us, but even then, barely.
I mean, barely. I mean,
My direct leadership has an impact on me. Much
Yeah.
past that, not really. Like I don't notice it. Like you just hear stories. Oh man, they're doing this. Okay, cool. I'll see how that affects me.
right.
I don't know. I don't really think too much on it. But we're not supposed to talk politics with the job, anyways. So
Yeah,
we'll push on from that.
yeah.
Getting sent on a pointless rotation continues to be a quasi-fear of mine. The way I see it, if you need the part-timers, it better be for real. Standing around in Saudi Arabia for a year while my civilian career that actually pays my bills is on hold sounds very gay.
That depends. I get what you're saying, but
I mean,
yeah.
Some people do make better money civilian side than they do
So yes.
military.
Yeah.
I can't relate.
But I haven't been able to
As a matter of fact, for me, like when I was in Cuba, I was working at the prison. So the prison has military leave, and when you get on orders, um, they like bump up the military leave. So I was getting paid for like 4 or 5 months. I was getting double pay. So I was picking up 2 paychecks for the first 4. I was deployed for 9 months, and I was picking up 2 paychecks for the
That's what
first
we call
half.
sexy folks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's a benefit, you know. You gotta enjoy those perks.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I came back and I had no leave left. So then, whenever I'd go to drill, when I came back, I was just shit out of luck. But just had to, yeah.
I mean, I've had friends that have gone on a similar deployment to the UAE, and basically told me like, yeah, I mean, like, it is what you make it. Like, you can sit there and not really do anything but like have a super super cush deployment, or you can volunteer to go to other places because there's always something going on that's going to be happening outside of that area. So you could volunteer to go on like a trip over to, you know, Afghanistan, or go to Kuwait, or go to Syria or somewhere close to that, or whatever it might be. Because generally, if you're going on a deployment like this, you're in a logistical capacity.
Yeah.
And so it's like if you're not doing anything related to your job logistically, you can just volunteer to go do something else. Like,
Or, not to mention, there's the other option of bettering yourself. There's always going to be schools available.
oh, 100%.
You can take classes online and get your degree.
Yeah.
I know plenty of people that, while we were in Cuba, went and got their bachelor's, or finished their bachelor's rather. Some people got an associate's because they just had so much free time. They were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna push and like double up on classes," and they just spent the whole freaking time getting paid by the military twice because they were getting their education benefits and freaking
Getting a
their
paycheck.
paycheck.
Yeah.
And they were just doubling up on classes, doing like freaking
Also, what we call
six-
sexy folks.
Yeah, also what we call sex, 100%.
I mean, but I do understand where this guy's coming from with the whole civilian career
Yeah.
and all that stuff like that being what pays your bills. Like, as somebody that has been part time for half of my career, you know, I understand where this person's coming from,
Yeah.
because it does kind of suck when you get sent somewhere that you don't necessarily need to be or want to be, and your civilian career that's probably going quite well gets put on hold.
Yeah.
And you just have to hope that it's not going to affect that career because of a decision that you made
Yeah.
4 or 5 years earlier.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I know it's not supposed to, and like there's laws that are out there to prevent
Yeah,
it,
but you never know.
but you never know.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
Like,
people are going to think twice about giving you a position because, like, man, he was gone for a year.
yeah,
Like, we can't not have this position here for a year.
and it just boils down to like how much can I use you? But I'm like, that's everything. You know what I'm saying? But it's from that standpoint, just like how much can I use this person?
you just
And
gotta
they just left me for you.
And then,
Or they about to leave me for you.
right.
and like, so part of the law says that they have to give you a position back that is of equal responsibility, pay, and tenure type deal, right?
Right.
So,
And
something.
as far as you from promotion.
Yes. Yeah. You gain any time that you would have as if you were there. So if you would have gained a year of seniority, you gain that year of seniority even though you're not working it. For me, it actually affected me because when I came back from Cuba, before I left, I was on day shift at the prison. We had D1 and E1. It was basically like anytime D1 was working, E1 wasn't, and vice versa.
Mhm.
And I got moved to the opposite rotation on night shift. So that means my days off suddenly were the days I worked, and my days I worked were suddenly the days off. And now I work at night. So, and there's nothing, I was it was equal position, equal pay, equal responsibility, everything stayed the same, it's just now I'm working night shift. If anything, it was actually a raise because our night shift got like a couple dollars extra.
Yeah.
And
Generally.
differential pay.
Yeah, but that was so. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say. I mean, ended up night shift ended up being like the greatest thing ever, which was awesome for me. But at the time, I was having to fix my whole sleep schedule so that way I'd be awake at night and up during the day, and that was sucked.
Yeah, that's just good.
Yeah.
I've always been like a night owl. And fucking every job I got was night shift. Like every job I got for like the first 5 years of my adult life was night shift.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I ended up staying on night shift for 6 years. I loved it so much.
Hey,
Literally did not put in for other positions because I was like, oh, this is just so cake.
that
I,
shit cushy, bro.
I'm not making any freaking money, but I'm doing all like I'm happy right now.
That shit does wear on you though. So anybody who's looking at night shift or is on that bitch, hey, it's storm guys. Next comment. I got a personal vested interest in this one. It says,
I got a good comment for it. So
being around gay guys. Well, just want to let you know, there's a lot of those in here. Okay.
There's a lot of straight guys that are just so gay you're
Straight gay?
question it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So, like, and I don't want to necessarily. I don't think you should come in like worrying about being around certain sexual orientations, stuff like that. But I would say for this person, you probably ain't been around a lot of like actually gay, like we just discussed, but you done been around a lot of gay shit. I promise. There's no way.
oh yeah.
There is no way you've been in and you just didn't experience any gay. Sorry, guy.
Yep.
You get a bunch of guys around each other. I'm sorry, it gets gay at some point.
I mean, this goes with any organization, though. I mean,
Well,
like
I'm saying.
even just like a football team, for
bunch
example,
of guys
or a wrestling team. Like, there's some gay shit that's gonna go on.
Come on.
Like, and it's all in good fun, like jokes and shit like that, you know. But
It might be some hidden agenda.
yes, I mean, it might be involved. I don't know. But
you know,
you know,
take that shit in stride, man. You know,
in
good fun.
in one of my old units, we had this running joke that everybody that serves in the military should get 30% disability for the amount of sheer gayness that we are exposed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
love
still think that's true. Like, I still think that should be a thing.
it. I love it.
But
Get that shit signed. Get one of them shits. That's an executive order.
executive order.
Fuck that. Oh, I fucking love it. I'll pass the fuck out that exam.
So, just to kind of elaborate on that, for anybody listening, we need this to go to the top.
Yeah. Let's push that shit up.
Um, next up is that I wouldn't be accepted in the military and continue to be homeless. I mean, nah, for real, man. Some people, like, the military is their last option. And they're just, if you get told no by the military after it's your last option, like, what else do you have?
Which
Yes.
I will say, I don't think people should let it be their last option.
No,
I
absolutely
think you
not.
should be more open to doing this. Just because it's not one of those things that are so bad. You know what I'm saying? You do a lot worse shit. But
Agreed.
I do understand how that happens, man. For this comment in particular, I'm glad that hopefully it kept you from, you know, being homeless, and you did. So once you got here, you got accepted to get in and all that stuff. Hopefully it gets better.
Yeah. Hopefully it worked out. And then our last comment, that I'd go to a unit with no chance of a combat deployment. Funny part is that's exactly what happened. Went to Korea and did absolutely nothing different than I did in Konus Garrison.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've heard Korea's, it's either like real cush and like lots of fun but like on post it's strict
Yes.
solely because like shit could go bad at any moment.
Yeah, you never know. North Korea is always like
But-
trying to decide on something.
But outside of that, like,
Dick swinging contest.
it's a great time, and Korea is a really nice place with lots of things to do.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I say everybody I've heard talk about that shit. Hey, that shit is fire.
I feel
Combat
like-
or not, that
I
shit
feel
is
like it's
fire.
one of those like great for a single person, maybe
Oh,
not
for
so
sure.
much family.
I think a lot of deployments are best.
I mean, I would agree with that. Like I said in our last podcast, our last episode, my buddy just got transferred from Korea to Fort Campbell, and he's single, and he said that it was like one of the best places he's ever been stationed. I mean, he loved it, but he's single, right? And he said that he had some friends that were there that had family, but generally Korea is considered a rotation, not a deployment,
Yeah.
and so you actually don't go there with your family most of the time.
Right. It's you have to be there for like over like you have to, I think it's like 2 years, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just due to, I don't know how they exactly work it out for a rotation instead of a deployment or a PCS or whatever, but most of the time when you go to Korea, your family isn't going with you, from my understanding.
Yes, because my cousin, he's in Korea now. This is the second time. His family's with him though. But this is also his last rotation, then he's retired. You know, trying to be like him when I grow up.
Right.
But yeah, he's on his last rotation out there. But the last time he went there, his family didn't come with him. So
And he's probably there for 12 months.
yeah, he's probably only there for 12 months. This time they're coming with him because he's going to be there for 2 years, and then it's so. Yeah.
2-year vacation.
Congrats, Professor.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's out there flying helicopters and stuff. He does the cool stuff.
That's also what we call sexy. Very sexy.
His mustache inspired me to grow my mustache. So
Damn. Damn. So sexy, we motivate.
yeah.
Sexy motivation.
He hope he never hears this. He'll never let me live that down.
Hey, clip it. Clip it.
But yeah, you want to wrap us up and take us home?
Yeah.
Yeah, put my Jimmy hat on.
Well, like always, thanks for listening. We hope that you guys will all subscribe and refer us to your friends. Until next time.
Toodaloo.